Hi, I'm Ross Perz. I'm head brewer at SunUp Brewing Company. I just had my 3rd year anniversary, and we should be doing a release of the Centennial Falcon, which was the first beer I brewed on my first day here at SunUp. I don't know if they call it a craft beer, but it's definitely an import. I had Guinness and was quite fond of that for a while. It was a lot funner to drink Guinness than drinking like any of the big three. Plus my buddies weren't up with the craft beer scene, so when I would get Guinness, I don't have to worry about my beer getting taken and drinking by my roommates. So my first step into homebrewing is I used to work at a local liquor store, or not a local liquor store, but a chain liquor store, and I was doing merchandising there, and I would have people ask me, hey, how's this beer taste? And initially it was just out of customer service that I would try it with, I'd take a notepad to work and I'd write down the beers and tally marks on who asked me, and when I got paid, I'd pick up a mixed 6-pack, and more I'd pick up craft beers than I would the big three, and I eventually started drinking craft beer all the time, and then wanted to start homebrewing it after helping a buddy at work bottle beer, and I started asking him questions, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't do any of that." So I had been reading a book cover to cover for I think 2 months, and I was halfway through it the second time, and when I helped bottle the next paycheck, bought my first homebrew kit. At the time when I started homebrewing, there was the show Brewmasters out, so Sam Calagione was a big, like, hey, you can do anything, you can work from scratch, grab raw ingredients, stuff like that. So I was watching the Brewmasters show and actually bought it outright and watched it. So, there was that. I liked a bunch of the, like, Arrogant Bastard. That's one of the things where I came up with a recipe that's really close to being on the money. Probably Predator. Primus. London Andrews. No, I look like him, but not as funny.
Kyle, all you have to do is just avoid beer and any food you might find at a barbecue. Yeah, all I heard was, "You're gonna die." That's what I heard.
I could be. I'd hope so. Designing beer recipes, being able to learn as much as I've learned and who I've learned from. Who was one of the best guys to learn from in the state, besides Doc from Pedal Haas, and that's about it. When you start up and coming in this, those were the 2 guys to learn from, and I got a chance to move with, so. Centennial Falcon. That is the first craft beer I got to brew. I got a phone call from Uva who told me I had to add the job and that I had to start on the 28th, 3 years ago. And I don't know if he was messing with me or what, but he told me that I got to brew on my first day. And usually when you walk into assistant brewer job, you're looking at like keg cleaning and stuff like that. But he walked me through it. All he did was he sat down and he just started pointing at hoses and clamps and said, hook that up to there and that up to there. And Centennial Falcon was the first beer I brewed. It was a strong pale at the time, and it was phenomenal. I was more excited. I got no sleep the night before, but I was like a kid in Disneyland, so like waiting to go to Disneyland. The anticipation was ridiculous. For getting no sleep, I was super jacked and super excited and on point to brew it. So it's been a really fun beer. I've used the basis of that to brew a bunch of our other hoppier beers because we only use 2-row in it. So it's a 2-row 90-minute boil beer. We get some caramelization and some body from the 90-minute boil, and then we backload it. So we threw a lot of hops in the whirlpool and the dry hopping, and it makes the hops shine through so much more than what would normally be if you just threw them in, mainly in the bittering or whatnot. So we went for flavor on that beer. I'm definitely excited that we'll be doing another braggot. I don't know what we're going to do. There's some ideas kicked around. I have a really fond idea of what I'd like to do for the next one. The other main thing is that I finally get to build out a lab. We just went to San Diego and took the White Labs class, so I'm excited to get to play around with a microscope and have a lab, and that spiffy lab coat. Nothing makes you official like a lab coat, so. Thank you for giving us a shot. Thank you for drinking our beers. I put a lot of love into making them, and I'm glad that everybody enjoys them. Come to Arizona. I want to see a show. Come hit up our brewery. I'd like to have a beer with the gent.